What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 155 of the Rise to Glory here at Gibraltar Apex, and today it's the Champions League semi-final. This was the minimum expectation our board had going into this season. The fact that we've got here is absolutely fantastic. If we can get to another final and win the whole thing, amazing. I was about to say fantastic again. It'd be amazing. It would be. But the reality is that this is a tough to ask. It's a pretty stacked Champions League semi-final, and we're taking on a Bayern Munich side who have caused us problems earlier on in this competition. So, the board expectation was to get this far, as I mentioned. Really, my personal expectation was to try and get here. I would have kind of been happy with a quarter-final. I feel like it's very difficult to consistently in the Champions League kind of reach the final again and again and again and win it. Certainly not impossible by any means, but if you can be consistently reaching kind of the final 8, the final 4, I think you're doing a pretty good job as a manager. So to get here for a second time in 2 years, and actually it's the third time we've got this far in 4 years, is a good little feat in itself. Anyway, since the last episode, which was the Champions League games against Benfica, 2 results. We beat Gibraltar Lions 3-1, which was a really good performance, really. Paul Smith with 2, Rildo with a goal. And then we followed that up with a game against Magpies 3 days ago, which was a 9-0 win with a vastly rotated squad. A team of, a lot of the younger players like Glenn Andre, who just needs a little bit of game time when we can afford to give him it to develop. And there was quite a lot of other players who kind of fill a similar mold. Players like Ivan Garcia, the 19-year-old Colombian winger. These are guys who, they're good players. They'll probably never make it in the first team, but they're pretty useful to have for a game where I just need to completely rotate our side. And it was quite convenient, really, that we were playing Magpies, because they're definitely not the strongest team in the league by any means. You can see they're currently in 8th. So that was a good result there. Anyway, you can see that we're still in a variety of competitions, including the Rock Cup and the Senior League Cup. Today, the Champions League is our full focus, and we're quite fortunate in the fact that we've got this game today against Bayern, and then there isn't a weekend game for us. We've actually got a full week to recover after this match. In terms of our team, pretty standard really. We go with in goal Ludwig Jung, the Swede. At left back we go with Kabasele, who of course returned for the second game of last episode. At right back who was absent for both of those games against Benfica. It's Volodymyr Gaiganov, very talented Ukrainian fullback. Great to have him back in the side. At centre back we go with Mustafa, who did make a mistake in the last tie. Hopefully he can put that behind him now. And of course alongside him we go with Jorge Assad, the Argentine international. Moving up into the midfield, Thiago is going to be our rock in the centre of midfield, the 24-year-old Brazilian. His first year at the club, he's been pretty solid for us. I can't really complain too much. Kind of filling a void in our team that we've lacked. We've never had a great ball-winning midfielder, and he's been doing a fairly good job of that role and kind of making it his own in Europe. Anyway, in the deep line playmaker role, we're going to go with Volsky today. Out on the left, we are going to go with Paul Smith, the 32-year-old now. He's had his birthday this month. I forgot the cake. I'll give it him now. But he's a good player. Obviously, this is now his 14th or 15th season at the club, which is a monumental achievement, really. Right mid, we go with Junior, the Brazilian. Got 2 goals in our last Champions League game. Hopefully more from him today. And then Girard playing down the middle. And I'm pleased to say that Mosca is back, which is really good news. And the number 9 for us, hopefully going to be able to score goals from chances that come his way. On the bench, it's a pretty stacked bench, really. We've got Salcedo, Skeffington, Frigier, Bouchard, Gilvan, Oliveira, Voloduz. It's a good team that we have, and I'm pretty happy with the situation we have going into this. So yeah, we're going to see how we get on today. Part of me wants to put Mini Mosca on the bench in favour of Salcedo, so we won't have a goalkeeper. The reason for that being is, although Joe Bouchard can play that slightly deeper midfielder role, I feel like having a straight swap option for Targo in terms of a kind of an out-and-out ball-winning midfielder is going to be important, and it's a job that Mini Mosca can definitely do for us. So we'll do that there. Anyway, that is our team for today's game. It's a big game against Bayern. They've got a pretty good side. We've already met them twice this year in the Champions League, so we're fairly familiar with their squad at this point. Their kind of key player they've got here is Alsinger, who is a 24-year-old German. Looks like a very good centre mid, to be fair. Of course, we've got to be wary of Hamid Bar in goal, who currently has 194 caps, which is absolutely crazy. Of course, our former player, who we lost for £600 on a release clause. That still hurts me inside. What a goalkeeper he could have been for us. But regardless, it's going to be a tricky game, this one. They're going to be playing the 4-4-2. let's see what we can do today. You know, we struggled against them in the away tie of the group stage. That said, in this game, kind of in the home tie of the group stage, we beat them 1-0. So we have a bit of a record, I guess, to try and maintain in terms of trying to beat them today on our own turf. And, well, given the form we've had in the Champions League, it's been a bit hit and miss this year. But in the big games so far, in the knockout stages at least, it's been pretty, you know, good. Especially when you think back to the Atletico 5-0 win. And of course that 3-0 win that we got in the previous tie against Benfica when it really mattered away from home. Either way, we need a good start here. Young collecting the ball nicely there as well. Bayern Munich with an early cross into the box there, but didn't quite find its man. Can we make something happen now? Wolski, the Polish international. Gaiganov on the right. Can he get the ball in? He can. Mosca is there. I don't think he's offside. He is offside. I had a feeling he might be, but he didn't look it. But from what the linesman was doing, I thought it was. And unfortunately, that goal is going to get chalked off. The assistant's flag on the far side raised. And, well, we need to try and make something happen early on here. We want to get that early start. And Wolski spreading it to Gaiganov. We are pulling Bayern Munich wide. The ball whipped in, cleared away. Thiago, though, cutting out the play exceptionally well there. And now great interplay. Can the ball come in? This is such a well-worked move. Can there be an end product? Not yet, there can't. But the pressure is going to be maintained by us here. Wolski, nice ball in. And Thiago just breaking down the play again, maintaining the pressure, and this time it falls to Sebastian Girard, his 58th goal of the season. And, well, the Gibraltarian with a cool, composed finish at the back post there. The ball whipped in from deep. And, well, that goal really came from a maintained spell of pressure. There was a few times where Bayern Munich looked to try and get the ball clear, and Thiago was there just to pick up the ball and spread it around nicely. And that's a great role, and that's kind of what we want to see from him. And he played a vital role in that goal right there. 1-0 up, great start. We're on top in this game too. Hopefully we can maintain that going into half-time. But no, this is as good as I could have expected in the first half here. And at half-time is going to be 1-0. A good performance by a lot of our team. Thiago's average rating's a little bit lower, but I feel like that's kind of just something that happens in FM this year with more defensive midfielders. I'm looking at Paul Smith's performance and it's not been at his greatest, but Paul Smith's the kind of player who has an awful first half and then just turns up in the second half. So we're going to persist with him at least immediately. Defensively, we are looking very, very solid though. Bayern Munich not with any real chances on our goal, which is nice to say. And hopefully, you know, we can retain that solidity in this second half and maybe get a goal or two more. That's kind of the aim, I feel like, here. And, well, Mosca going to try and make that happen for us. Junior, can he get the ball in the mixer? He can. Mosca's there. Back post. It's a cross that goes in. It's his 8th goal of the season. And in a season ravaged by injury, Mosca's got big goals for us. And Junior, the Brazilian, linking up with his national teammate, it's an exceptional little ball along the ground. And Mosca just lashes it home from what was, well, 2 yards out maybe. The keeper, Hamid Bar, absolutely no chance. And this has been an exceptional performance by us in this opening game of this semi-final. There's still a long time left in it, though, to make sure that we do stay switched on, make sure that we do retain this level of performance. Paul Smith really struggling in this game. We're going to bring in Fernando, see what he can do out on the left-hand side. Thiago on a booking as well. No point in risking getting a sending off here. We'll bring on Mini Mosca just to share up that midfield. But this has been a really good textbook performance so far. Bayern Munich with just the one shot on target all game. And really, we have stifled them. And now we might even have another chance. The ball worked in. Hamid Bar this time, able to collect that cross from deep from Girard. From that free kick, cut out well. And actually, there might be a chance here. Mustafa gets shrugged off the ball. It's a nice goal by Perjic for Bayern Munich. It makes it 2-1. That away goal could prove crucial. I don't know what happened to Mosca here. I'm looking forward to seeing in 3D what happened. Oh, not Mosca, sorry, Mustafa. Mustafa's chasing, and then he just kind of gets lost. It's like his GP. It's like he lost his signal. It's like there was someone controlling him like a robot, and the signal just died because he just veered off in a direction that wasn't where the ball was going. But we need to bounce back here if we can. It's 2-1. It's okay, but it could be better. That said, I feel like we've got to be wary of Bayern now. They're on the attack, or they were on the attack, and, well, they get the ball off us again. Big ball up. Mustafa trying to make amends for his previous errors. Caught out of position there, though. The ball up to Weber. He's through. He squeezes it home, and, well, from a dominant 2-0 lead, it goes down to 2-2. And, well, Bayern Munich with 3 shots, 2 clear-cut chances. They've taken them both. That looked miles offside. Absolutely miles offside. I don't know why that... Was that not given as offside? I want to rewatch it. To me, this looked miles off. I don't know if it's because Assad's taken the touch here. But if the linesman's got that wrong, I'm going to be annoyed. When does the ball get played? I mean, I've not paused it perfectly, but he looks off. He looks off. I don't know if he is. Let me know if you think he was offside in the comments. It's 2-2. There's still time for a goal. If we bottle this lead now, I'm going to be heartbroken. Bayern Munich on the attack. Weber crosses it in. Mustafa deals with it. Can we counter now? Both teams trying to get that late goal. Oliveira, the sub. Options in the middle. That is just not the ball you wanted. It was actually a shot, worryingly. And, well, the sub not had the impact there on the left-hand side. And ultimately here at the Space Park, going to finish 2-2. A high-scoring draw. Similar to the kind of result against Benfica. Volsky had a man-of-the-match performance, which is good to be able to say. But we leave ourselves with quite a lot to do going to the Allianz Arena, to a stadium where earlier on in this competition we did lose by a 3-goal margin. But we've not had any injuries, which is nice. We might have to rethink our game plan slightly, but we still very much have a chance to make it to a second consecutive Champions League final. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go forward. If you've enjoyed the episode so far, smash the like button. And yeah, let's get into the second leg at the Allianz Arena. Okay guys, so it is now crunch time. This is the deciding game that really would define our season. If we win this, great season. If we lose this, okay season. That's kind of how I'm looking at things here. And to be honest, going into this second leg, it's all very much in the balance really against Bayern. It's 2-2. They got the 2 away goals, which could be problematic. We need to score a few today. And it's going to be tricky. In terms of the team, part of me wants to play the same team that played the first leg. I feel like we really did take the game to Bayern Munich very well in that first game. On the flip side, part of me wonders, is it worth playing the narrower system? I think for this game, the only change I think I might make is I might take off Volsky for Gilvan, just to get in some fresh legs in the midfield. But all in all, we've not had a game in a week, so the team's fairly, fresh as it is. We have lots of options on the bench for how we can really change this game. I'm looking at Paul Smith, to be honest, to have a captain kind of fantastic performance for us and hopefully just carry the team over the line. I feel like he was a little bit underwhelming in the first leg. But let's see what we can do here. We know about this Bayern Munich side. It's now the 4th time we've played them this year and the 6th time we've played them in the last 2 years. Because, of course, we did beat them in the was it the semi-final last year? I think it was the semi-final last year. So for the second year in a row, it's ourselves v Bayern. And it's in a massive, massive game for us. And, well, at 2-2, as I said, this game is in the balance still. This is not decided one way or another. And I'm hoping that some of our key players can really turn up big for us today and make something happen. But, no, we know this is going to be a tough game, particularly away from home. That said, we are actually the team on the early front foot here. Cabaselli whips it in. Mosca can't get there. Giroud, though, recycling possession. Oh, my gosh, he scored a wonder goal. Gilvan, he's come into the team. And he's just bent one in from 25 yards out. What an incredible effort that was. It actually looked like it curved in 2D, which doesn't happen very often in FM. But Gilvan, the Brazilian, you'll see it here. The ball laid off by Giroud. He takes one touch and then he just hits it. And like a missile, it homing into that top right corner. He scores again. He scored a massive goal for us last episode against Benfica. He's come into the side today. And, well, he has just started off the game with a bang. And he's on the ball again, Gilvan, the number 17, running the show at the moment for us in this midfield as the deep line playmaker. We're on the attack. Mosca. Can Paul... Oh, dear, Paul. I was about to say, can Paul Smith score? He hits it wide. And it's a really disappointing effort, actually. And reminds me somewhat of what we saw from him in the first leg. Looking at the stats here, Bayern Munich really are in control of this game. They have got a set-piece whip to the back post. Flamel is there. That is skied. In fact, no, Young got a save to it. Fair play by Ludwig to tip it over. But Bayern, they've come into this game ever since that real kind of wonder goal. They've been the team on top, and that kind of concerns me a little bit. And I don't know. I kind of want to wait until half-time. Paul Smith has a damaged shoulder. I think I'm going to switch to the narrower system for the second half and see how we get on. So let's just tell the players that we're pleased with how things are going to keep it up. They have reacted well. Let's make a sub here, though. Let's go to the 4-2-3-1. Let's get Giroud and Mosca alongside each other. Let's get Gilvan in the centre attacking mid position. I think we're going to bring on Volsky to play that advanced playmaker role on the right-hand side for us. So a few changes there, but still a very, very strong side for the second half. Bringing in Volsky, the Polish player. He played last game against Bayern. He didn't have a bad game by any means. Perhaps somewhat unfortunate to get dropped in favour of Gilvan. But let's see what we can do here. with this slightly compact system. You'd have to say, Bayern, they've been very good in this game, but we need to try and step things up if we can here in this second half. We've got the goal lead. It's not really convincing. If Bayern score one, they'll be throwing away goals. And Flamel almost scores a wonder goal there for Bayern. A fantastic run by him. He smashed it, but he did go whizzing over the crossbar. A goal for us here would put us in a quite good position. That said, the nod down there from Gilvan does not find its mark, and now it's Bayern with the ball, bringing it forward. Kabasele, fantastic tackle by him. Gilvan, the goal scorer, just trying to find Girard over the top. Can't quite pull off that pass. And, Bayern on the attack here down this right-hand side. Now inside to Flamel. He's been involved in the play a lot here. Contreras threads in Perjic, and he scores again. And he scored in the first leg. He scores again to make it 1-1. It's been coming. Bayern Munich been the better team, you'd have to say, in this kind of game. And, I mean, Gaiganov there, just momentary lapse in concentration, not compensation. Mustafa falls asleep as well, and he's just wrong side of his man, and it's an easy finish in the end for Bayern. That said, despite our lack of chances, we've had our fair share of the ball, and we are on the attack here. Ball tries to get into the middle. Bayern deal with it. Of course, if Bayern score now, it doesn't actually change the game drastically, because it would still mean that we just need one to take it to extra time due to away goals. Ludwig Jung, though, determined to hold on to the draw at the moment, at least, made a really nice save there. With time ticking on, though, we've been pretty underwhelming, but I feel like we've got time still. We have the players to just make something happen. Kabasele, can we make something happen? Gaiganov, the right back, what are you doing in their box? I don't know. I don't care. Well played. Let's switch now and play more defensive. Let's just drop everyone back a little bit. We do not need to attack at this point. I apologise for the fact you guys aren't getting to see the replay of the goal, but I'm kind of just keen to just set ourselves up a lot more defensively now. Let's play on defensive too. We have 22 minutes to hold on. A goal conceded would not be the end of the world, because we'd still have extra time to try and make something happen. But we want to defend solidly if we can. The ball comes into the box. Jessic, he looks offside. It's not been given. And he scores to make it 2-2. I feel like I just switched back to the 4-2-3-1 system, if I'm honest now. Or 4-3-1-2 rather. Disappointing there. Really disappointing. Who hasn't performed? Mosca's had a poor game. Junior's had a really poor game. Let's bring in Joe Bouchard in the box-to-box midfielder role. We'll hold on to our last sub for now, because this game could go to extra time, and I want to have the option to bring on fresh legs if we desperately need them. But right now at 2-2, it's all in the balance. We're on the attack. A goal for us would mean Bayern need 2. Bouchard shoots. It was in the script for the Canadian to come on and score. Hamid Bar holds on to it, however. And, Bayern now on the attack. Cabella over the top. Can he finish it? He can't. Ludwig Jung with a great save. Tips it out for a corner. Ludwig Jung really been fantastic in goal for us this game. Bayern been the better team, you'd have to say. But we've looked like we can create chances when we have the ball. Unfortunately, we're having to deal with a sustained kind of period of pressure here as Bayern get a sequence of corners. The ball whipped in back post. Mustafa, a great player in the air to deal with it. Jessic smashes over. 5 minutes left in this game. It could well be going to extra time unless there's a late goal in this. And there might well be. There is 2 minutes left in this game. Which team is going to have an opportunity here to win the game? Bouchard, this is really nice build-up play by us. Ball through to Mosca. He's got to bury it, please. How's it? Oh, he's gone in. I don't know how I was about to say, how's it not gone in? Mosca has bundled it across the line. How has he done that? He's been poor all game, Mosca. I contemplate taking him off. How did this go in? The shot gets saved by the keeper, hits the defender. The centre-back, Contreras, somehow hooks it off the line, but Mosca alive to the threat. Bayern need 2 to go through with a minute left. It's not going to happen. We have FM'd them, and I do not care one little bit here. What a result that is. A 3-2 win in a game that previously, earlier on in the group stage, we lost 3-0. We are on our way to our second final in 2 years. I'm not sure who we're taking on. I believe it's Real Madrid, actually, now I think about it. So we're going to be taking on Daniele Russo's men. Real Madrid, not an easy team to take on by any means. But we are in another Champions League final. It came from absolutely nothing. It's an interesting way to do it. It's not been, super kind of confident, but we've managed to do it. And we set a record for Champions League goals with 50 goals scored in this campaign. Our previous record was actually 47, which was the record. The Champions League final beckons once more, though, and it's going to be a massive time between ourselves and Real Madrid. How exciting is that? Wow. Okay, well, I have a final to prepare for now. A fantastic result there against Bayern, a game that, to be honest, we probably didn't deserve to win. But we've managed to get something from it. And, well, to score 3 goals was a monumental achievement. Mosca with the late goal in the 91st minute of the game. Gilvan, who we brought into the side, with the man of the match award. His opening goal was absolutely incredible. And, wow, from the kind of jaws of defeat, we've managed to rescue something in this game, which is crazily good for us. Anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this episode. It's definitely a classic. Champions League final next time. Part of me doesn't want to get suited and booted after the curse of last year. But yeah, I will see you guys at that episode. Episode 156. Going to be another classic. Stick around. Also worth noting the Euro 2036 squad announcement is due for me to be made in this week. So that's something to look forward to too. Of course, if you missed the international episodes, go check them out. It was 2 episodes ago. Definitely worth your time. Anyway, guys, that wraps up everything from me. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.